Today we're going to be going over some of the best vehicles you can buy for under $1.5 million, starting off with the Karen 190Z, which will set you back $900,000 in GTA 5. It's honestly a pretty great car. It has a top speed of 109 miles per hour and is also one of the most customizable vehicles in the game. This thing has a ton of customizations. The only thing I wish it had was wheels that line up with that wide body kit. If it had that, the car would be pretty much perfect. Personally, I think the car looks awesome and it's really not too expensive. Next, we have the Vapid Click, which you could purchase for $909,000, and this thing has amazing handling, and it is outstanding in muscle car races. It has a top speed of 117 miles per hour, which is also pretty fast, but in muscle car races, having a car that can handle like a sports car can is very, very overpowered. You can fly by practically anybody. Everybody else is going to slow down a ton during sharp turns, and you're just going to zoom right past them all. This car is awesome, and it also looks really, really good with this customization. Next, we have the Hvy Night Shark, which you could purchase for $1,245,000. This is one of the best vehicles in the game to absorb missiles. It's incredible. If you're new to the game and you don't know about the Night Shark, well, if you ever see an Oppressor Mark II flying around and you're in one of those things, you could just sit there and not move and let that Oppressor spam missiles at you, and you'll still be sitting there after until they run out of missiles, and then they're gonna have to go and get more, and by then you'll already be long gone. It has a top speed of 104 miles per hour, and like I said, it's really great to counter those griefers. Next up, we have the Benefactor Shalogen Gt, which you could purchase for $1.3 million. One of my favorite cars in the game. It has a 125 mile per hour top speed. It has a bunch of awesome upgrades. It has great handling, and in my opinion, it's one of the most beautiful cars in the game. Next up, we have the Pagassi Tempest, which you could purchase for $1,329,000. It's a pretty great Lamborghini. It has a top speed of 121 miles per hour, and it looks awesome with the minor upgrades that we have available for it. I do wish we had some more, but I have to say, it's still pretty clean. It also has all-wheel drive, and in my opinion, it's the nicest looking Lamborghini that we have in GTA Online. Next, we have the Ocelot Pariah, which you could purchase for $1,420,000, and it has a top speed of 136 miles per hour. It's one of the fastest street cars in GTA Online, and it can beat most supercars in a drag race, which is pretty great. There is a downside to it though, and that's the fact that it fishtails so much because it's rear-wheel drive and has so much power going to those rear wheels. It fishtails like crazy, so it's not the best thing to use in races. But if you launch this thing correctly, and honestly, if you're not a bad racer, you can really do some damage with this thing because this car is incredible. Next up, we have the Nero, which you could purchase for $1,440,000. It has a top speed of 126 miles per hour, and it also has potential to be upgraded into the Nero Custom in the future if you have a little bit of extra money. It also has great handling, especially when using it in races, because it is an all-wheel drive vehicle, and I think it looks phenomenal. One thing I would love is if we had a couple more customizations available for it. The way you get more customizations, obviously, is upgrading it to the Nero Custom, but the stock Nero looks pretty much bone stock no matter what, which kind of sucks, but it's still an amazing car. Next, we have the Karen Evron. If you want to go off-roading, you want to take this thing with you. You could purchase it for $1,475,000. It has a 106 mile per hour top speed, and it is one of the best vehicles to cross through water with because of its ride height. It also looks stunning with F1 wheels on it. Look at how wide this thing is. It's incredible. I absolutely love the look of it. So if you are going to go off-roading, I would highly recommend you take something like this because it's honestly a pretty insane car. Next, we have the Rhino tank, costing $1.5 million, and it has a whopping top speed of 40 miles per hour. This thing is insanely fast, obviously, but the main thing is the fact that it is a tank. It's not the best tank in the game, but it is pretty insane. It is only a one-seater. You can't use that MG on the top, unlike the Kana Jolly, but it is also a lot cheaper than that tank, and, you know, it still does pretty damn well, because, you know, it has a cannon on it, which can blow up practically anything. But if an oppressor does pull up on you, you're probably going to die, I'm not gonna lie. Even if you're in the Kana Jelly, you're most likely gonna die. But the Rhino tank is still an amazing tank, and honestly, for 1.5 mil, it's not too shabby. Just before we jump into the final car, let's take a look at this video's sponsor, Grand RP. Have you ever wanted to play GTA 5 as a police officer, or as a doctor, or as a gang member, or drive hundreds of different real cars? If so, check out Grand RP, one of the best roleplay servers in the world. If you click the link down below in the description, when you join, you get $25,000 in-game completely free. And finally, we have the Fister Neon costing $1,500,000. It has a top speed of 114 miles per hour, and it is the #1 sports car to use in drag races. This thing is incredibly fast, but it doesn't have the highest top speed. If you head to the airport and race any other sports car in the game from one end to the other end of the runway, every single time this car will beat it, which is insane. It can also beat out a bunch of supercars, and it is also one of the fastest street cars in the game that I guess is a normal car that doesn't have rocket boost on it or anything like that. It's pretty incredible, but I wouldn't use it in races because electric cars in races just aren't that great, because sometimes you can't go off ramps and things like that, and other times you just can't split stream because you already hit your top speed of 114 miles per hour, which kind of sucks, but it's still a great car and it is extremely fast on the streets of Los Santos. Anyways, these are 10 vehicles I would recommend buying for under $1.5 million. Obviously, if you guys want to check out some other videos, I have some linked down below in the description for budget cars under $1 million, $700,000, or even $2 million. Check them out down below. But anyways, thank you for watching, and with that said, I'll catch you guys in the next one.